Welcome to Color Cloud Story. I'm 57 years old this year. At this age, I should have been setting into a peaceful later stage of life, with most of my life already behind me. But right now, I'm living separately from my husband, getting to this point and started last year. Last year, I discovered several long hidden truths about my life. First, I was adopted. Second, I experienced several trauma in my adoptive family, including long-term boundary violations and control, even sexual trauma. Third, I realized that my remarriage with my husband was actually a carefully planned scam. He took the $200,000 from me, money I had prepared for my son's graduate studies. Almost at the same time, I began seeing a psychiatrist to face and heal my trauma. Well, I saw separating from my husband with the help of my daughter. After the separation, I continued searching for my biological family and working on my healing. And I also began to speak out little by little about the harm they had caused me. But very quickly, I faced full resistance. They labeled me as mentally ill. My husband even tried to send me to a psychiatric hospital and repeatedly reported me to platform to stop me from speaking out. But they all failed. Right now, we are still separated, but he is still living in my house in Los Angeles. This house was purchased entirely with my own money and is a married woman's sole and separate property. However, because we have been married for more than 10 years, he still has the right to live there, and I am now using legal means to protect myself. What hurts me even more is that this man was once sentenced to 3 years in prison in China for financial fraud. When he was on the verge of death several times in prison, it was me who spent a lot of money to save his life again and again. I'm someone who once saved his life, yet this is how he repays me. At that time, I did not hold it against him. I chose to forgive him because of his faith. He was the one who brought me into the Catholic Church and led me closer to God. He told me he had repented and that God had saved him. I believed him and I forgave him. But later, I realized he was a false believer. He was unwilling to truly participate in religious life. He even slept during Mass almost every time. What he really wanted were worldly things, family, money, and a wife who would take care of him like a servant. I run a homestay and a family hotel given everything I had, yet it was all treated as marital income. When I finally saw that all of this was a scam, I closed to leaving him. I began making videos to tell the truth. But what shocked me even more was that in some churches in China, the brothers and sisters who were baptized with us, as well as priests and nuns, all stood on his side. No one stood on mine. In their view, marriage cannot be deserved. They believe suffering should be handed over to God and not spoken about. So now, I truly want to ask, if you saved someone, given everything to him, even saved his life, and he still abused you, beat you nearly to death, did not support your children, forced you to cover everything alone, took away your child's future, and then joined others to suppress and deny you, what would you do? If you are a person of faith, what would you do? Did I do something wrong? Are Christians supposed to endure all of this suffering? Is endurance the only option? Is there no right to resist? That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. See you next time.